right here on the screen, and it'll connect you directly to my office. There's only one. One call, that's all.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
It's coming!
The 58th Annual Columbia County Fall Fair, featuring the world-famous True Exposition. Gates open at 5 p.m. Thursday, November 2nd. Big savings with advanced online ticket sales ending November 1st. Great specials every night, so check our website,
ColumbiaCountyFair.net.
for the nightly schedule and great savings. Terrific music, entertainment acts, great food, and free parking with security.
Fun, fun, fun. 58 years of amazing.
Don't miss the Columbia County Fall Fair at the Columbia County Fairgrounds on Columbia Road across from Patriots Park.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Honeymichael here with Hardwood Floors and More. Welcome to our showroom located on Washington Road in Evans. You can discover for yourself everything we have to offer. Hardwood Floors and More. So much more in store for you.
Watch WRDW News at 5:30 weekdays for What the Tech. Sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School, leading the CSRA and STEM education.
You're watching News 12 on your side.
You're watching News 12 live at 5. Continues.
Well, happening now live at 5, the Columbia County School Board is talking about rezoning. Over the next 2 years, school leaders want to close South Columbia Elementary in preparation of opening 2 more elementary schools, which means boundary lines will once again be redrawn. Well, the hope is that new schools will help alleviate some overcrowding for the growing county. Our Taylor Martin is live at the Columbia County Board of Education. And Taylor, how are parents feeling about all of this?
Well, so far, not very many parents have showed up here to the Columbia County Board of Education to voice their concerns or to find out more about what the future could hold for where their students are going to go to school in the next coming years. But this is the site today as crews work to complete what's soon to be the new North Columbia Elementary School in Appling. This growth doesn't come without change, though. It's what leaders will be discussing tonight with parents as they figure out where they'll put South Columbia Elementary School students after it shuts down. It's a decision some parents aren't too happy about. In a Facebook comment, one parent says, "I hate they are closing South Columbia for good. It makes no sense, and they should have just built it with all the influx of kids. So it will be another abandoned property just like the other old elementary lot." While another says, "We are currently out South Columbia, and we are very sad to see it leave." Now, again, the meeting just got started here, and if you can't make it out, we have it live streaming on our website, the whole thing on our website, WRDW.com.
All right, thanks for that, Taylor. And if you want to attend in person, don't worry. There will be 3 more meetings throughout November for parents to share their concerns and feedback.
Well, it is another beautiful afternoon across the CSRO. Have a look at some warmer temps heading our way in just about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Riley. A former Allendale Town Council member pleading guilty to sexually assaulting a child relative while she was at a sleepover. 56-year-old Earl Morrell Jr. was charged back in 2021 with second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor. Last year, he was suspended from office by South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. Morrell took a plea deal yesterday and was sentenced to 5 years in prison plus probation. Well, Wagner Fire Chief David Watson has resigned. Mayor Mike Miller says his exit is due to issues with overtime, but we're working to learn if there's more to the story. We do know the Wagner Police Department conducted an investigation in the
Bad out there between Wheeler Road and Bel Air exit. So smooth sailing there on the west side of Augusta. Have a look at some warmer temps heading our way in just about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Riley. A former Allendale Town Council member pleading guilty to sexually assaulting a child relative while she was at a sleepover. 56-year-old Earl Morrell Jr. was charged back in 2021 with second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor. Last year, he was suspended from office by South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. Morrell took a plea deal yesterday and was sentenced to 5 years in prison plus probation. Well, Wagner Fire Chief David Watson has resigned. Mayor Mike Miller says his exit is due to issues with overtime, but we're working to learn if there's more to the story. We do know the Wagner Police Department conducted an investigation. In the last hour, SLED confirms that they have no open investigation into Wagner's fire department. Watson had taken up the role of fire chief after last chief left the position back in 2020. Well, mother is asking for help identifying a suspect tonight after she says her daughter was hit on Richland Avenue in Aiken. Surveillance video here from last Thursday shows a truck attempting a U-turn from the far right lane. You can see the truck hit a car that was traveling straight. Then the truck slowly drives away. Amy Parrott says her 17-year-old daughter was the driver of that vehicle, and the car flipped multiple times. You see the damage here on your screen. She says strangers had to pry her doors open to get her out.
And it's one of those things where I can't believe that she walked away from that. It's just amazing. So many things went right.
All new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock. We hear more from Parrott as she says that she's fighting for justice for her daughter. Georgia is soon to become the first state in the country to sell medical cannabis in pharmacies. The Georgia Board of Pharmacy says it's been processing applications of pharmacies that want to sell the low-dose cannabis product. Botanical Sciences is one of only 2 licensed marijuana distributors in Georgia. They say this is an exciting advancement for the industry.
There's no way we can reach all 11 million people, and so we feel being able to dispense our products through the trust and professionalism of a pharmacist is a game changer.
Long says you will start to see a rollout in pharmacies with medical cannabis in the coming weeks. In order to access this medical cannabis at a pharmacy, you will need a medical THC card prescribed by a doctor. These are only handed out to people with certain illnesses. To learn more, you can head to our website, WRDW.com. With cooler weather approaching, some are worrying that costly heating bills could put strain on family finances. As our State House reporter Abby Casoris explains, there's help coming to keep you from having to decide between heating and other basic necessities.
Nikki White is a working single mom with 4 kids.
Choosing to buy food or paying the light bill, choosing to buy food or paying the gas bill, choosing to put gas in the car to get to work, or paying a utility bill.
The average Georgian pays more than $200 every month on their electric bill, more than $2,700 a year. White applied to Fulton Atlanta's Community Action Authority Energy Assistance Program last year, which pays for a portion of her bill during the hot summer months and the cold winter months.
I don't want my children to be impacted because I can't afford to pay all of my bills.
FACA is one of 20 community action agencies working across the state to distribute money from the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program known as LIHEAP. The White House announced today an $83 million one-time payment to help low-income Georgians make their payments this upcoming winter.
To really make a big dent in the quality of life of so many residents across the state of Georgia.
FACA CEO Howard Grant says the money will fix a need in the community. More people are struggling to pay their bills. The face of poverty, he says, is changing.
Typically, you think poverty looks one way, but when you see individuals that used to be, white-collar individuals coming in asking for assistance.
He doesn't know how far this money will go, but says last year their $5 million budget helped 16,000 people. Their program begins taking applications in December for anyone 65 and older, and everyone else can apply in January. White says she's going to have to come up with a payment arrangement for the next 2 months.
I'm telling my kids, if y'all get cold, put on some sweaters.
In Atlanta, I'm Abby Casoris.
All right, thanks, Abby. The McDuffie County School District unveiled its new mobile science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and literacy lab today with a ribbon cutting and tour. The Bulldog Express is a lab on wheels meeting students where they are in the community and supplying them with resources that support STEM and literacy activities. Teachers are able to book the lab to help enhance their teaching. The McDuffie County School Superintendent talks about why the Bulldog Express is so important to the community.
This STEM bus is going to allow us the vehicle and the mechanism to be able to reach so many children before they even enter McDuffie County schools.
Dr. Rhodes says that all schools and daycares in the district will benefit from the Bulldog Express. Well, more couples are opting to have somebody else carry their baby, leading to a booming surrogacy industry in Georgia. Just ahead, we'll take a look at why. Riley?
Well, temperatures were cooler than average again today, but we're going to warm things up for the rest of the week. We'll take a look at those warmer highs just after the break.
Local organizations are seeing more people in need of addiction services. Coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we sit down with one local organization on how they are reuniting families with the right steps to break the addiction cycle.
Rooms to Go offers an opportunity like this. So shop the Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale going on now. Every sofa is on sale.
Hey, Jill, what's the matter?
Man, this name change is stressing me out.
Everyone will know we still specialize in Medicare.
Yeah, I know that, but what about this?
Are-you64.com.
Riley, the commercial surrogacy industry is booming in Georgia. Doctors say they're seeing more couples turning to non-traditional methods to conceive. Brittany Ford explains.
Let's go.
26-year-old Yesenia Latoure's pride and joy is being a mom.
Oh, you're so sweet, Papa. After I had my son, he was around 1 year old, and I found myself unexpectedly pregnant again.
That's when she received devastating news.
I eventually had a miscarriage in 2018, and it was one of the hardest things I ever went through in my life.
Experiencing a miracle shortly after with the healthy birth of her second child.
Oh, you're too big.
She became inspired.
Going through my miscarriage made me think about all the women that are not able to have children.
Taking on the role of a surrogate. Her story gained over 200,000 followers on TikTok, flooded with questions and interests. And experts say it's no surprise.
It's booming and surrogacy is exploding.
Dr. Daniel Shapiro is medical director at Reproductive Biology Association in Sandy Springs. He says societal changes are fueling high interest in reproductive alternatives.
The big things are the LGBTQ community using surrogacy for obvious reasons. Women with health problems that make it unwise for them to try a pregnancy, or women who have tried and their uteruses have gone through whatever and rendered them incapable of safely carrying.
The commercial surrogacy industry is expected to be in the billions in the next 10 years.
It'd be hard to spend less than $150,000. And the most expensive part of that is the surrogacy, not the IVF.
Putting women like Latoure willing to carry in high demand.
I wanted to step in and try to help other women.
Latoure isn't planning another surrogacy, but has found newfound purpose through her advocacy work.
I know I have touched so many women's hearts.
Surrogacy pregnancies are initiated through in vitro fertilization, also known as assisted reproductive technology. According to the CDC, there are only 2 facilities in our area that perform IVF.
Can you even imagine never needing to remember a password? Ever. I'm Jamie Tucker, coming up how some companies are using something called passkeys instead.
First,
major companies like Amazon.
$3.89 a month.
Why aren't they back? When the unexpected happens, who do you turn to? My law firm helps people who've been hurt in a car wreck. When the unexpected happens, George Sink Injury Lawyers is there for you. Getting help is easy. Just call George Sink Injury Lawyers at all 9s.
Major companies like Amazon, Google, and Apple are making it easier to log into your accounts without a password. Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker explains how this works.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
The only people who don't complain about passwords are those who use the same password for all of their accounts. But things are happening now for people who want to keep those accounts secure, where they would never need to remember a username or password again and use something called a passkey. Apple and Google rolled out passkeys earlier this year, and this week Amazon followed suit. So how do they work? Passkeys allow users to log in with their face or fingerprint rather than a password. You may have seen this option in recent days when you log into a Google account, prompting you to set up a passkey. Now, to do that, you'll need to download the Google Authenticator app. On an iPhone, you may see a prompt asking if you'd like to create and save a passkey to the cloud. Now, once you've set up those passkeys, you won't need to remember a password. If you have an iPhone that uses Face ID, it will scan your face to make sure it's you before logging in. So what about signing in on a computer that doesn't have a camera or fingerprint sensor? Signing into Instagram on a computer you haven't used before, it'll ask for a 6-digit code generated by the Google Authenticator app. Those codes are regenerated every 30 seconds. Enter the code and you'll be logged in. Now, passkeys are said to be more secure than passwords, but I found setting them up can be confusing and frustrating. We'll take a look at how to do that next time. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Well, Georgia woman is training in hopes of making it to the Olympics next summer in clay shooting. Bethany High recently ranked in 9th place for the first USA Shooting Olympics trials.
I am technically the only person in the state of Georgia who shoots Olympic bunker trap.
And in order to qualify for the Paris Olympics, High must place 4th or higher at the Part 2 trials. That competition will be on March 15th, and for now, she's looking to encourage other athletes to keep pushing and never give up on their dreams. Well, the GHSA Softball State Elite 8 begins tomorrow in Columbus, and News 12 Sports Director Dan Booth joins us live now to help us get ready for a week full of playoff action softball. Dan.
Will, to this point, the Georgia high school softball playoffs have been absolutely wild. After battling all season long to punch their tickets, 5 of our local teams will be competing for a state championship this week. All 5 of our teams will be in action on day 1, starting at 11 a.m. with Glasscock County taking on Wilcox County. At 1 o'clock, our lone representative in Class 6A, Grovetown, will be hitting the diamond to face Noonan. This is the first time in school history Grovetown is taking the trip to Columbus. Then we have 3 games all scheduled for 3 o'clock. In Class 3A, Harlem will have their hands full with Gordon Lee. And in Class 1A Division 2, Washington Wilkes, who's playing in this tournament for the first time in 29 years, is going head-to-head with Telfair County, while the Emmanuel County Institute will continue to defend last year's state championship victory against GMC. Shifting gears to high school football, after having their games suspended due to lightning on Friday night, Barnwell and Woodland wrapped up their game last night. The Warhorses pulled off a huge region win on the road in a high-scoring affair, 31-27, giving them a chance to play for their region title this Friday night. Now we're going to keep the high school football talk going with the Under the Lights top 5 plays of the week coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after this quick break.
It's October.
FlyHighBaby.com.
Welcome back, folks. Checking out our fall color tracker in North Georgia and the upstate. Beautiful views near Lake Lanier and the UNG campus at Dahlonega there. You can see the Blue Ridge Mountains there in the background. Beautiful view, and starting to see some color change there near Dahlonega. Same thing from our Greenville ETV camera. You can see the Smokies in the background, and definitely seeing some good fall color there in the valley. Here's a live look from our Thermid Dam cam just over Clarks Hill Lake. We have generally clear skies, and up at the lake is actually a good spot to find some good fall color across our area. area if you want to travel up there this weekend. Temperatures currently in the mid-70s for most spots if you are stepping out soon, and temperatures most likely will stay in the 60s and 50s the majority of this evening. High temps moving forward this week, they are going to get hotter for us, most likely near 80 degrees Thursday, Friday, and then even a couple ticks warmer heading into our weekend forecast. So not the direction we usually see our temperatures go this time of year, but just a brief little warm stretch that will last up until around Halloween. Once we get past Halloween, that's when temperatures do start to drop again. So right now looking good for trick-or-treaters, just a little bit cooler with highs in the 70s.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news, weather, and sports coming up after a very short break on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
On air and online.